Hey, what's up guys? So Prime Day is here. It's a sale where we see some of the very best discounts on different countermeasures, including both radar detectors and dash cams. Now, down in the video description, I've got a link to an article over my website where, as usual, I'm linking to all the different deals that are available. So you can just click the link down there, head on over, and see all the different discounts that are available. And in the article, I'm also going to go over some of the key features and pros and cons of the different options. In this video, we're going to go into a little bit more information, so if there's anything that you're curious about, and if you want to learn a little bit more, we'll cover this here in this video. But with that said, honestly, you can just head on over to the article and go from there. Now, during Prime Day itself, I've actually got some other plans already, so I'm not going to be able to shoot this video on the day of. For that reason, this video I'm actually shooting a little bit before Prime Day, and I've actually reached out to the different manufacturers to get an idea of a lot of the different discounts to give you guys some good information on the day of. Now, as usual, it looks like we've got a lot more discounts available on dash cams than on radar detectors. And starting off first with radar detectors, it looks like it's going to be mostly Escort that's going to be doing some discounts, as usual, for Prime Day. It looks like they're going to be discounting the Max 360C Mark II, so one of their detectors that's got arrows, Bluetooth, and Wi-Fi, etc. And it looks like they're also going to be doing the Max 3 as well, which is kind of like an R3 competitor. The newer R4 is the one that's replaced it, but the Max 3 is still on sale. So if you're looking for an Escort detector, those are going to be some options. Typically for Uniden, for example, we don't really see any Prime Day deals specifically. Sometimes those detectors happen to go on sale, so I add them on the site, and if that's the case, I'll add them to my website. As far as some other brands, I haven't seen anything yet for Redenso. If that's available, I'll definitely list it. Valentine typically doesn't go on sale, but again, anything that does pop up, just head on over to the article the day of, and that's where all the latest information will be available for you guys. Next, moving on to dash cams. So it looks like we actually do have quite a few companies here that are going to be doing some sales and some really nice ones. Starting off with VFO, these are some of the best deals that I've been seeing. And let's run through some of the ones that are maybe some of my favorites. First off, there's the VFO A119 Mini 2. This is a good 2K Starvis 2 dash cam. It's a front-only dash cam, pretty compact option, and I think it's a pretty good option. If you're looking for something simple, relatively inexpensive that can just pop on the front windshield, this is a pretty solid option. It's got Wi-Fi as well compared to something like the VFO A119 V3, for example. Newer sensor, better low light performance, and so that is going to be a nice option as well. Now, if you don't need the LCD in the back, a similar dash cam is actually going to be the VFO VS1. That's another new dash cam that you can take a look at. And then if you want something with some additional camera angles, there's going to be the VFO A229 Plus and the A229 Pro. The A229 Plus is going to be a 2K dash cam up front, and then also is going to be adding a rear 2K dash cam as well. Also Starvis 2 in the rear. Very nice. And then if you want a 3-channel dash cam with the interior cabin cam, you can pick up the 3-channel version of the A229 Plus. Then the A229 Pro, this is one of my dash cams of choice. It's a 4K Starvis 2 sensor up front. The video quality is better than what we see from like the Vantrues and the Blackviews and the Thinkwares and stuff. It's pretty solid dash cam. It's like the main dash cam I run in my car. It's what I popped in my wife's car. It's a good option. So the A229 Pro is on sale. Excellent. By default, I typically like to go for the 2-channel one for front and rear. If you want a cabin camera as well, they also sell it as a 3-channel version. The video quality of the front camera does go down a little bit if you add the cabin camera, but if you want the interior cabin camera, it's still helpful to have that camera, so in case somebody maybe breaks into your car or something, you've got the camera recording inside the car. But I tend to just go by default for the 2-channel version. And then when it comes to cloud capabilities, there's the Blackview DR900X Plus series dash cam. Also 4K Starvis 2, the same sensor that's used in the VFO. Video quality isn't quite as good, but the main appeal here is the fact that you have the cloud connectivity here with the dash cams. Now, Blackview has a bunch of different versions of the DR900X Plus. They've got their single-channel front-only version, the DR900X 1-channel Plus. Also, if you want the rear camera, which typically I would recommend, they also have a 1080p rear camera for the 2-channel version of the dash cam. I actually have a pair of those in my car, so front, rear, left, and right. And then if you want to connect it to the cloud, they sell an external LTE module, which you would just kind of tuck out of the way. The CM100G LTE, that's going to be on sale too. But if you want to have the LTE built into the dashcam, which could be a little bit more convenient, though it does make the dashcam a little bit larger, the LTE version of the dashcam is going to be on sale as well. That's only available as a 2-channel dashcam, front and rear. And speaking of different sizes and whatnot, they also have their box series dashcams, where most of the dashcam is kind of like in a separate box that gets tucked out of the way and installed somewhere. Memory card goes in there too. And then you wind up having a smaller front and rear dash cam. There's two versions of this dash cam. You've got one, the standard box, which records both front and rear. And there's also the Box IR Plus, the infrared cabin camera, which actually replaces the rear camera with an interior cabin camera. And both of those versions are going to be on sale. And then when it comes to powering the dash cam, you can of course plug it into your fuse box to power it off of your car battery. Or instead, you can use the Blackview B130X. I just installed that in my car as well to replace one of the older batteries. And that's going to be on sale as well if you want a dedicated dashcam battery pack, which I typically recommend. Next, we've got Vantrue. They've got a number of dash cams that are on sale, and three of them in particular caught my eye. First off, we've got the N4 Pro, which is a 4K Starvis 2 dash cam up front. It's very similar to the A229 Pro. But the front camera has the interior camera actually built in. It's not like a separate camera the way that you have with the VFO. And then you've got like a third camera angle for the separate rear camera. Speaking of rear cameras, Vantrue also has their N5. Now what's different about this, it's 2K Starvis 2 for the front, also has the interior cabin camera. But the rear camera has two cameras as well. So you've got the traditional rear-facing camera and you've got a rear cabin camera. Now, I talked about the N5 recently in the 360-degree dash cam video that I did recently that goes over how to get additional camera angles in the car and whatnot. But that's going to be available as well. That's on sale, and it is a 4-channel dash cam. And then next, speaking of kind of specialty-ish dash cams, for you motorcycle riders, there's a number of different dash cams that are available, but Vantrue has a new one that actually records in 4K up front. It's the Vantrue F1, and that's going to be available on sale for Prime Day too. Next, we've got the Thinkware dash cams. My favorite of theirs is going to be the U3000. This is the dash cam that I run in my mom's car. 4K, Starvis 2 up front, just like the Blackview and the Vantrue and the VFO. No HDR here on this one. But the big appeal here is the fact that, yes, it's got cloud capability, which is nice, not as good as the Blackview, but the big appeal is the fact that it's got the kind of low power, energy saving parking recording capability. So if you need to record for longer than a day or so, you want a week or more of parking recording time, the Thinkware is the one that you'll want to pick up here. And then if you want a 2-channel version to add the rear camera, that's going to be available on sale. It's a 2K rear camera like the VFO, the Blackview, and the Vantrue have 1080p rear cameras. And then to power the dash cam, you've also got the iVolt Extra. That's a dedicated dash cam battery pack made by Thinkware that integrates with the U3000. And in fact, I just did a video recently hardwiring the iVolt Extra to the U3000 in my mom's car. You can check out that video. And at the same time, I wound up hardwiring the rearview mirror dash cam, the Nexago D90 Gen 3. And that is going to be on sale as well. And so if you want a rearview mirror style dash cam with a backup camera, that's one that you can check out. And then finally, there's going to be the Escort M2. That's a dash cam that connects to your existing Escort windshield mount radar detector. It shares the same mount and power cable as the radar detector, which makes the installation much more convenient. As a bonus, if you have a Uniden radar detector with the big single suction cup mount, you can also connect it to that as well. It's not a super fancy or feature-rich dash cam or anything, 1080p dash cam, but if you're looking for something that's very simple and convenient to pop on and connect to your existing radar detector, the M2 is going to be on sale for Prime Day as well. And then finally, I know this is a countermeasure channel, but there's a bunch of other stuff that's going to be on sale as well. A lot of the stuff that I find to be particularly useful. So for example, for those of you guys who also use Apple AirTags, which are very useful, they're a little thick and so they don't do a good job of actually fitting in your wallet. So for that reason, I've been using this Eufy card. It's kind of like a credit card that's similar to the Apple AirTag. And on multiple occasions, this has helped us when we've lost our wallets on trips or something. So these things are very helpful. Additionally, things like robotic vacuums, a lot of those are going to be on sale. Headphones, all sorts of things that I like, that I use, that I would recommend, that aren't necessarily countermeasures, but I still think would be worth sharing and recommending. I'll share all of that kind of stuff at the very bottom of the article for you to check out as well. And so if there's other cool stuff that I haven't mentioned here in this video, that'll definitely be listed in the article as well. I'll link to it, as I mentioned before, right down in the video description below. And so with that said, thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys are doing great, and I'll see you in the next one.